Hello one and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Yes, I can confirm that I'm wearing pink. I got up very early this morning and clearly got dressed in the dark because I'm off to find MrJWW. If you didn't know, James lives about 3 hours outside of London, so it's a bit of a trek to go and see him, but at least it gives me a chance to test the Abarth GT characteristics. The reason I'm headed out to see James is we are going to be putting the 695 Biposto up against his yellow Audi S1. Whilst it's a brilliant GT car, the 695 Biposto, it is quite loud on the motorway, so I'm shouting a little bit. I hate to give in to the stereotype, but it's a lot colder up north. I'm now about an hour away from James's. It's 3 degrees when it was 10 degrees in London, and there's fog everywhere. Hopefully it won't affect filming too much, and hopefully I'll get my voice back by the time I get to JWW. I've arrived at MrJWW's location for the day that he has chosen, and look what he has brought along. His S1 that we're going to be filming a video with for his channel, and a GT3. Lots of you have been saying, why have I not been looking at GT3s in the hunt for the F-Type replacement? And it's mainly because James kind of been there and done that with his awesome blue one that's been around. We had it for a year now.
Yeah, February.
There's James, by the way.
February.
There's James. He's had it since February. And it's been so awesome. And I've been able to spend so much time around that car that I kind of almost feel like I've sort of been a part owner.
You did drive it.
I drove it
in Monaco.
So James, you might as well come and say
hello. Before we choose which car do you want to go in first? We have 3 to choose from. And
well, let's get your video done because that's why we're here today.
Okay.
I'm a giver.
Yeah.
And then yeah, let's go out on the GT3 and you can troll me and tell me how good they are.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Easy to get into these seats, aren't they? What?
I was going to say, do you have the Audi and do you want to lock your car?
Yes, I will lock my car. Do I have the key for the Audi?
I don't know.
I don't know if I do.
Is it in the... Alright,
let's try. It means I get to get the seat again. Because the thing is because the bucket bit is quite high.
It's quite high,
It's your under thigh, doesn't it? Oh. As you can see, today we're filming by the seat of our pants.
So organised.
Yeah.
So organised right now.
All over the place.
All right.
But then once you're in, it's very
when
nice.
You're in,
Once
yeah,
you're in,
it's so
very nice.
snug. We've gone down in height order of cars. If you look that way.
But obviously, a key component of this car, make sure all the music's off.
Yeah.
Is. Woo! Woo! I got a GoPro back there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's going to stay on.
It might do.
It might do.
It's on the outside.
Yeah, it's on the outside. The good thing about this car, and the bad thing for filming, is it's very dirty, which means that James definitely uses the car.
I use it a lot.
Which is great.
What's it say? 18,000.
18,234 miles and about 2 miles of range on the fuel.
Oh, really? Okay, let's go.
We might be going.
Is it?
19 miles.
Okay.
That's alright. We're going to go.
That's since February. That 18k. It gets used.
Wow.
I mean, half of it's been with you. You're traveling around Europe.
That's why, like, guy, you should be very familiar with this car. It'd be weird if you're not. But
I love it when other people drive it.
Really?
I love it because I think it's such a great car. I want other people to
think it's a great car as well.
it. And often people don't get it until they like
well, I didn't.
Get up it.
I didn't. So let's see if I'm going to fall back in love with it now.
Use the revs. Yes. What I would say. The biggest thing I would say is it revs to 9 for a reason.
Okay.
So
really eke it
once
out.
It's warmed up. Yeah. yeah, the magic is the top end.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, do it.
Now, I remember when we met just after you'd bought this car, and we both said that the GT3, especially with the scaffolding,
Yeah,
was the only one that only Porsche that we'd really consider.
Well, and this is weird, but I'm still not a big Porsche guy. Like,
but you now also have a GT3 RS available.
That too, yeah.
So,
But the risk of sounding, well, how this is going to sound, the normal Porsches just don't do it for me at all. Like, I'm just not a Porsche guy. I am a GT series guy.
Sure.
But they are, as you're about to find out, different gravy.
Absolutely. Well, this is the thing, and there's something about them which, if my quest for something thrilling and exotic, I don't know why, but Porsches have never, for me, delivered that. They're on that clinical side of things.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that they're not absolutely freaking fantastic and amazing.
All-rounders, amazing cars, but they just don't set me alight.
That's exactly
all it is. Yeah.
But having followed you on many road trips in this car and been around this car for so long, it's always been very, very cool. And now they've come down in price slightly.
They have.
They're in budget.
Yeah. This is it.
So it's now a sort of potential proposition, and I think it's one that I can't ignore.
Well, and also as well, I mean, you, like me, put miles on these cars.
Yes.
They're bulletproof. They're, they're well engineered, and as a car, as an overall genre, they're an evolution of 50 years of how can we perfect and tweak
Yeah, so it better be pretty good.
Yeah. And it's one of the few cars that I've owned and lived with where I'm like, there's very little I'd want to change. Because there's so much customer feedback.
For sure.
And they've been like, oh, they've just tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked
over
it.
time.
It's become amazing.
But also, it's a sense of occasion.
It
Sitting where I'm sitting right now, it's more of a sense of occasion than the R8, I think.
It is, yeah.
Because you've got the awesome front design with the headlights, and then you've got this big wing behind you, the scaffolding everywhere. It feels like a proper little race car.
And these seats, they're a little bit similar to yours, right?
Yeah, they're very similar to the Abarth.
These ones.
Hello!
They're
How
like
formal!
Super fixed.
Great for posture.
Right. So, amazingly though, I don't know how they've done it, but I don't know how they've made a fixed bucket so comfortable.
So comfortable.
I mean, I've done long road trips with you.
Yep.
And I'm completely
very
fine.
happy.
I step out the other end, and it's fine.
Does it suit me?
You look good in it, man.
I think, especially the big top.
Yeah,
right?
it's all about that big top. Well, I'm glad you mentioned it.
Don't worry, I mentioned it at the very beginning of the video as well. Yeah, don't worry, it's all good. It's got plenty of shout-outs. Anyway, we will cruise on a little bit longer, wait for them to get up to temps. Then I think put it into manual mode.
Yes.
And see what the thing is really all
That's
about.
where the magic happens.
Try not to shift too early.
Rev it out, rev it out. There you go.
Oh my god! Wow, it's so ridiculous!
Oh man,
When it gets to that speed and those revs!
when you're a passenger, oh, that downshift.
You really have to force yourself
It's like, yeah,
to
you
not
have
shift.
to hold back to not
Really
shift.
hold back. Oh.
Revs for days.
It
It's
revs for
crazy.
days and in the silkiest gear changes. It sounds so good with this exhaust. And then the handling, I mean,
It's in tune.
to say
isn't it?
911 handles well anyway.
I know, they're so in tune.
Oh, it's an unreal thing. I forgot just how good.
So good being a passenger.
What a weapon! You just be revving it out the whole time.
Oh, it's too good.
Thank you so much. Oh my god. Yeah, the thing is, like, which which I'm finding about this whole series, is that I love all cars.
Cars are just so
it's
good.
The most thing is like every opportunity I get to get, I'm like, yeah, I don't really like Porsches. I'm like, ah! And you must have so much fun.
It's unreal. Like when you become so accustomed to the characteristics of the car, you can exploit it so well.
Oh, I can only
One of the sad things about the RS is that it's 500 RPM less than this. It revs out 500.
Really?
Oh yeah, and you
really
can't
notice
tell.
that. Yeah,
it's the last 500 is like the magic moment.
For sure.
You know, it's just.
I don't know, an echo there as well. The exhaust transformed this car though. From the
I
minute
go
you got
straight
out.
on.
Go straight on.
Yeah.
Let's go back into manual mode.
Sport mode.
Oh, it just takes off as well.
And how fast is the shit?
So quick. Oh. I'm having to constantly back out because we're just going too fast, too quickly. Like,
but it's mad that all of the power comes on after 5 as well. It just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling.
It is addictive. Addictive and very cool. Like, left. What a thing.
It's a playful car.
Yeah, and I now get why people are like, you can't go wrong with this. You know what I mean? Because I think you've nailed it by having it as part of a fleet.
To be fortunate enough to have it in addition to a collection of cars, it's incredible.
Sure. Well, that's, you know, from that point, and being fortunate enough to give people like me the opportunity to drive one, which I'm eternally grateful for.
I love sharing it though. It's brilliant.
Which is very generous and very kind, and it's
right.
But this is almost kind of enough for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that
sure,
drive that we did ages
yeah.
ago, when we did the drive in Monaco, I loved it.
Yeah.
But
for a short burst.
I haven't really wanted to do it again.
Okay.
Do you know what's weird?
Yeah, sure.
I haven't gone like, oh god, I would love to jump into a GT3.
Yeah.
Whilst everyone knows that like 570S, like I'm like, yeah, you know, Ferraris or whatever.
Yeah.
Like any opportunity to jump into them, I jump at. Anyway, I'm massively grateful for this opportunity, and I'm even going to drop back from these trucks we're following.
Drop back on these guys.
Yeah,
and get up that rev band.
Yeah, I'm not going to get back to you until we at least do a few more 9,000 RPM.
There we go, back parked up nice and safely. So cool to be able to go out in that GT3 again. So massive thanks to James for letting me do that. But as I say, I think I've got to leave the GT3 to JWW. It feels a bit weird, I think, if I bought one. I just feel like I'm constantly borrowing James's car. So I'm going to let that be his thing and just remember the mighty experiences I've had driving them. Now we're going to take the 2 yellow cars again to get some lunch and also do a couple of quick photos before I head back down to London.